Okay, folks, here we are at home with Joe's Pilates again. Um, so we're just going to take a moment straight away just to think about being here and now. Just have your couple of breaths, just to calm and ground you. So just concentrate on those things. Maybe stand in your first position there, just your ankles together, just drawing in your pelvis, your shoulders soft but kind of assertive at the side of your bodies, and just thinking about that breath. Come in and out. And then we like to just direct the breath to the back of our bodies, just to practice that thoracic breath. Just lifting your shoulder blades as your lungs just inflate and separate your ribs. Just notice that. And then just swallowing the breath all the way down to that belly breath, relaxing your tummy. Just feeling your feet on the floor, on your mat. And then on your next exhale, just let's get that element of control, that internal embrace, helping the air expel by lifting your pelvic floor, drawing your belly button in. And just let that wonderful breath just help you feel present here. So we're going to do exactly what we did before I left you in class. Just bringing one heel just on the top of that knobbly bit of your ankle there, and taking the opposite arm down your back. Trying to keep hips and ribs level, maybe just squeezing the top of your hand there, or if you can, just hooking up with yourself there. Trying not to flop to the side, keep nice and level. Just put my clock on so I can keep an eye on time and seconds for you. We just want to be here for a couple of breaths there. And then same leg, we're just going to unhook ourselves, just adjust, maybe do a couple of swirls in your shoulders, and then on your next exhale again, just helping almost anchor yourself down with that engaged pelvic floor, and just bringing your foot to your calf, breath, and then kind of winching the pelvic floor up, taking your foot with it, and just maybe just standing like this. It really helps with your balance, just focusing on a little point ahead of you there. Breathe into your thoracic or your belly, but it's kind of a little bit hard losing that engagement there. So just feeling really calm here. And then on your next exhale, just drawing your ankle onto the top of your thigh and hinging forwards. Try to keep your hips level still, but just hinging there. And the little bend in your knee just intensifies it a little bit more in your piriformis there. Breathing into your thoracic now, just trying to, once you know what you're doing, gaze to the floor so you're not hurting your little neck. Breath, remember it's easier on the floor than the mat. Breathe. And before I lose it, I'm going to exhale, release, and just come into the other side there. Little prop there on your foot, ankle, heel on your ankle. Ooh, nearly forgot the old arm stretch there. So just take that behind, just popping that on there. This is not a ghost. This is Mittens. Mittens' mum sadly passed away recently. It's Lula. But we still got looking Mittens. Always likes to join in with a bit of Pilates. So just hooking up the back there. Squeeze your fingertips together. Notice if this side is different to the other. Try not to kind of pop out that hip. Try and keep it level. Beautiful breath here. Breathe in, exhale. Just gathering yourself up really to prepare yourself for releasing. and drawing up that foot onto your calf. Breath. Exhale. Winch that foot up, holding yourself here as much as you can. Breath again. Kind of centering your gaze somewhere to help keep you centered and light. Keep it real light, folks. And then preparing again, secure, sliding that heel onto your thigh. Squeezing your nice square level torso down, bending that supporting knee just intensifies it just a tad more. Breath. Lengthen your neck, your crown away from your tailbone, and just really warming up here as well as opening it up there. Well done. And release. And we're going to wander down. I'm just going to fix the camera so we can get down. Here we go. So, I'm just going to sway heel to toe. Just getting down into that froggy stance. Just, there, pop that up a little bit there. So, hands down initially, just spreading your fingers, warming them up there, swaying into toe, heel, heel, toe, and then settling down into that nice balance. And remember, some people can't quite get their, excuse me, mittens, their heels down. Don't worry if you're here like this. Just bringing your elbows into your knees and just trying to push your knees a little bit further apart, really feeling it in your hips, getting nice and mobile in there. And then remember, because this session includes some T-stands, we want nice lengthened hamstrings. So we're going to be, in a sec, preparing to stretch those. Remember, you can do this sat on a chair, you can do your hamstring stretch sat on the chair, that's all fine. And so I'm going to just put my hands down here, really flat. Remember, we try not to bring the fingers up when we start to straighten the legs. I'd rather your knees stay a little bit bent, but not your back. So we're going to come up now, like drawing the scapula close together and just wandering into heel toe again. And, you know, arcing your pelvis away into that half crescent moon shape really helps ease length into your hamstrings, and then coming back down and then lift, and each little lift is going to lengthen you a little bit more. Whoosh. So I'm trying to keep my back straight, drawing my scapula in, breathing into my thoracic, just trying to get loads of length here, because you know when you start going into your T-stand, especially if you get to that option of straightening the leg once you're all the way up, then you're going to need really stretch your hamstrings. So breathing into your thoracic to prepare. My belly button's really into my spine, you can't see it, release, coming back up. So we're going to start some really nice lunge options for you. And remember, you can stay at any level, no need to go into T-stand. Feet are hip distance apart, forward facing, and taking my right foot forward there. Hips are level, back nice and straight. I'm going to take it real slow to both warm up and just go through all the options. So exhale, Pilates lunge, just keeping that knee over that heel, torso straight. Keeping that back heel on the floor, lengthening your calf. And then I'm going to bend the knee and go into option physio lunge, which is where we just hinge at the hip. Again, no bended back, coming back up with a breath. And I'm puffed out. I need to breathe in, exhale, bend the knee, hinge at the hip, and then reaching the arm. And look, the back heel creeps off the floor as this right leg glute starts to compensate for that lift in your arms here. And then we can take it all the way up on the next one if you choose. So breath, exhale, bended knee, hinge at the hips, reach your arms, take your heel off, and now just gripping your toes to the floor or the mat, taking flight. Keeping the ribs solid to the hips, to the hips and your organs, reaching the arms, leveling with them with the floor and the hips there. Also level with the floor, not tipping up the hip as you straighten that back leg away from your fingertips. And like I say, the very last thing, straighten that leg. Woohoo! There, fly. Breathe into your thoracic to help with your balance and just getting that breath in. Reach, level, and then come back. Remember, we were thinking about doing 5 squats on each leg to T. So I'm just going to do 1 of those on this side, just so that you can pause and play. So pause here, or just switch to your other leg, you know. You might be ready to switch already. But if you want more reps, pause it, do however many more, maybe 4 more, and then come back. So I'm going to start on the other leg. So putting your left leg forward, gentle squeeze, hips are level, feet are forward facing, breath in back up. Exhale, just bending that knee first of all. Breathing in, coming back up. Exhale, bending knee and hinging at the hip. That's the second thing. Coming back up, and I'll just repeat that again just to get warm. Bended knee, hinge the hip. And then now I'm going to, third thing, reach my arms, the back heel comes off the floor. And I'm just getting real warm in here, engaging everything in there, coming back up. And the next one, I'm going to go straight into a T, or just keep coming up and down to whichever level you fancy. Bending the knee, hinging at the hip, gentle reach of the hands as this back heel and then toe starts to lift. And then we can adjust, or we can go back to stand and come into whatever lunge option you prefer, or practicing your T stand, leveling your hips, lengthening that back leg, not twisting the pelvis, trying to keep the glutes level, reach your arms away and straighten this leg. This one seems much easier for some reason for me than the other one. Reach. And then we'll come into that squat. And again, you can just do the 1, or you can do another 4. So I'll just do 1 more together here. Step, bend is your first thing, bend your knee. Second thing, hinge at the hips. Third thing, go on that toe, reach your arms. This might be enough, or you might want to reach your arms, reach your leg high, level your shoulders, your hips. Another little reach, and then straightening that leg. Absolutely fantastic. I've seen you all in class. Having a go. Woohoo! And you were brilliant. So we come back into your squat. Really helps open up your glutes and your pelvis. And you can do another 3 or 4. Just make sure you do the same on each side. And we're going to go straight down and get into sideline. Okay, so get yourself down on the floor. Okay, so for sideline, you want your cushion to level your neck. We're going to go straight into a little stretch. Everything requires a bent knee for this. Little series coming down onto your arm that's in line with your ear, cushion, leg, checking everything's level in your hips and your shoulders. But because the focus is more strengthening, well, stretch, we're going to stretch first of all. You've got this leg here to help you. Breathe to prepare, just securing your core, bringing this up here. Nice little breath there. Pushing this knee or just bringing the bottom knee closer. Just make it that little bit more intense. There. Pushing this knee away. Couple of breaths. And then on this one, securing that core to just help keep you stable as you take this leg behind you, tucking your tailbone in. Again, gentle breath, lengthening those that you'll need for your low boat, high boat options. Breath and release. So that heel is in line with the ball and socket joint there. And I'm going to take you up real slow. We're going to rotate that heel. Just move it so that it's not in the shadow. And then return. Little lift, rotate, return, come down. So remember, we're going to do 2 climbs now. 2 climbs back. And then 3 up. 3 climbs back. And then 4 up. 2, 3, 4, back down, 3, 2, 1, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. And then I can usually get about 6 increments. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way up, and then all the way down. So I'm just going to go all the way up and down twice. But if you want more, then just pause, get your reps in, and then come back. So I'm just going to do 1 more here with you. So that will have been 2 in its entirety. And then I'm actually going to pop over to the other side. So if you want more, press pause, get your reps in, press play, and I'll see you on the other side, okay? So here we go, just winching up. Getting onto the other side. If this is really fatigued, then you sit on it, give it a nice roll. Remember your foam rollers if you're real tight in your hammies. I know probably half of you got them in your cupboards, never done anything with them. So get rolling on them, that's your homework. So here we are, second side. Crooking that bottom knee, just it's good practice, even though you've got your knee there and we're not so much concentrating on the core, it's the glutes, you still want that good practice of keeping everything stacked. So we'll stretch, breath in, exhale, lift, using your pelvic floor to help just bring this in, there. You can grab your ankle if you want, as long as your neck's comfortable and you're not going to give yourself neck ache. Good practice is remember to have it in line. But some people like to wing, kind of lean on the elbow there, it's fine. Just make sure you're comfortable. Breath, I have to just give you best practice. Remember, bending that bottom knee, the one that's nearest to the mat, forward, it just opens it a little bit more there. So just breathe here. Remember, stretch is as important as strengthening. You've done loads on your glutes there already. Breathing into your back. And then as you exhale, secure your core, gently lift that ankle, grab it, squeeze the heel into your bum, roll your tailbone under your body. Get right in there with the length, ready for low boat, high boat, and all those other options. Breath. Are you ready? Exhale. In line with your body there, with your ball and socket joint there. Wind it up and return. Gentle lift, rotate, return back down. It just warms you in. You don't want to hurt your groin. You want to do it really. Ooh, I do that sometimes. Gets a bit of a wriggle on. You want to do it really slowly. 4 climbs now. 2, 3, 4. Try not to let the leg come back towards you. Just keeping it in line with your toe. 5 climbs. 2, 3, 4, 5. Back down. 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way up. I think it's usually about 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back down. That leg really wants to wander. Keep it in line with the hip. All the way back down. And then I'm going to do 2 more climbs all the way up and down with you. If you want more, pause it. So this is the first one. Might be enough. Remember, this is where we started when we were doing these at first. So I'm going to do 1 more with you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way up and back down. So that's 2 all together. If you want more, pause and then play back when you've done. Okay. So now you're ready. We're going to come up, actually on our back, isn't it? We're going to just roll on our back there. And initially, I just want the cushion there just to help comfort me. So bringing 1 knee in at a time. We're going to circle, really get into those glutes after all that hard winching up. 1 foot at a time down, bringing your arms, palms to the floor there. Breath. And just bringing your knees to one side. You can do figure of 4 if you wish. I'll just stay here for a few breaths. Breath. Just meandering through your body, feeling your fingers to the floor. You can keep switching, flipping to and fro, but it's quite nice also to just settle in one place before you secure your core. Exhale, soft shoulders. Take your legs, your knees to the other side there. Breathe. So on this next exhale, I'm just flipping those legs back up here. And we're going to do a really slow, careful roll up. Okay, so I'm taking this away. It just helps me figure my neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Except I've got the dobbing bum there. Okay, so hips are level with that pubic bone. Yeah, everything's super flat. You can see straight away it informs this scoop. I wonder if you can see the light there. A little gap there. Ribs are closed. Okay, tight to your body. We're going to do a rib cage little exercise before we roll up. So palms to your thighs, just feeling your scapula in the mat there. You're going to just wiggle your toes, get them nice and nestled into the floor. Breathing in, taking the arms up, leading with your thumbs. We're trying to keep the pelvis and the core, the ribs flat, rib cage closure practice all the way. Oh, look, try and get your arms straight as well. And using the mechanism in your shoulder rather than the lifting your ribs there. The arms all the way up. So now I'm going to kind of dig my lower back into the floor, push my hips higher now than the pubic bone, and flare the ribs. So we're in massive extension, massive unhappy face in the spine. There's usually just a tiny one. Now we're really unhappy in that back, although it's quite happy. It's fine. It's just that shape. Okay. So now we're going to do this rib exercise. We're going to close the ribs, become neutral. Okay. If you need to, flatten your hands there. Okay. But try and do it without your hands. You can maybe do it again. So dig into your sitting bone, lift those ribs, tilt your pelvis. It's actually anteriorly, tipping to the front of your body, and then tip your pelvis neutral and drop the ribs. Keep them dropped, and imagine there's a coat hanger in your back as you wheel, in your shoulders, up your shoulders, as you wheel your arms over your head, feeling your scapula gently nip into the floor. And when your arms are past your ears, like we always say, chin to chest. So it really pushes your scapula into the mat. And at this point, look at my back and look at my pelvis. I'm going to tilt my pelvis posteriorly, backwards actually. So the pubic bone comes towards my forehead and my lower back pushes into the mat. Look, you can hear it on the floorboards. So I'm still pushing into my scapula, but as I roll up, I've also got my lower back into the mat to catch it and come up. And I nearly didn't do it then, coming up into sitting, okay? So we're now going to just adjust the camera a little bit for you. There, going to roll back. So this is the beginning of low boat, high boat, but I give you loads of options. I'll show you. This is low boat. Whoops. I think that's actually high boat, and I think this is low boat. There. So you can do this just watching your pelvis come under. But it's actually quite hard, and it's nice to go through all the nuance and for me to give you all the options. So we observe neutral spine, neutral pelvis, crown above your tailbone. Tuck your tailbone under there, but remember that coat hanger up your back, keeping you straight shoulder to shoulder. And then scoop your pelvic floor up and come down into that position there. And then we just come straight back up with the breath. Not leading with the ribs or the chin. Okay, leading with just your beautiful aligned body. And then we try rib cage closure here. You can try both arms. Okay, but it's pretty hard. You've got to check that you don't pop into extension. But we can do one at a time, or just carry on with both, wherever you're up to in your practice and your strength. Okay, it's really hard. And my feet aren't even up yet. I think it might help with the feet up, with the balance. So I'm going to come back up into sitting, aligned, breath. Exhale, coming down. And this is where I start to bring one leg into tabletop. So we're really getting into that high boat position. And then I'm going to take, it's my left leg that's up. I'm going to take my left hand behind as an option, and preparing to straighten that leg and lift up this opposite arm. So without moving the thigh, I'm just literally extending that leg, trying to keep that rib low, trying to keep everything tight in my core. I'm taking this hand away, same leg. I'm going to see if I can do it without the hand. I can straight away feel that I'm having to control my pelvis a little bit more. One more for good luck, and then we'll try the other leg, coming back up, and then just some pelvic tilts here, and then into roll down, semi-roll down, other leg. So my right leg is up. I'm going to first of all put my right hand just here, and I'm going to practice extension. So I'm feeling it here, just different abdominals, another 2 like this. And then I'm going to try without this hand. Come up if you need to, and you can always play pause and play Pilates. And then take this away. You know, this should stay the same, but it's going to feel more intense because you've got more muscles going on. So the right hand stays still. As I extend my right leg, I bring my left arm up for 3, 2, 1, and then come back up, leading with my crown. Okay, I'm feeling real tight in my hip flexors here. So we do butterfly. We just come in to this. Ooh, quite puffed out as well, holding my feet, just butterfly it out there. And then you can either repeat that or we try without that foot on the floor. So you're either going to be repeating what you did, I'll guide you, or you can take it up a level and I'll show you how to do that. So breath, come back into your eye position, and then tuck your tailbone under to prepare, belly button in, leaning into your high boat position, both legs. So now I'm going to be taking the right leg, this one, into extension, and the left arm. So remember, you can always put the right arm there as another little stopgap, and then extend that arm and that leg. And remember, if you need to, just pop that leg down. So another 2 here. And then I'm going to go to the other side. Come up and sit up if you need. Roll back down, or maybe you're okay. So I'm going to do extend the left leg. Try and keep the left, what's it called, thigh in that position. Try not to poke it out. Try and just extend the leg with this exercise. And the opposite arm goes up. Remember, you can place the arm here or put the opposite leg down. Okay, so I'm going to do 4, 3, 2, woohoo, wiggly, 1, come down, need a rest. Breath and hokey pokey in your hips with your butterfly. And then I'll try the whole expression of low boat, high boat, which starts the other way around, I think. So level yourself, get yourself calm, and then we'll try 4 of everything, see if I can do it in properly. So eye position, chin, shoulders are still nice and erect if you like. Tuck the tailbone under into high boat, and then you can go low boat. Okay, you can lift up the arms or just one arm if you prefer. And remember, I've talked about circling the arms round might be a good option for you rather than going straight up and down. Good. Brilliant. Woohoo, lost it. Look at that. Ooh. It's all fun. It's all fun. So we're going to stretch out that now, coming into your tummy and getting into that lovely cobra stretch. Let's just check. We're all able to see what's going on. So breath, hands underneath your shoulders there. Lovely. Nice and neutral. Pubic bone, hips into the floor, belly button off the floor. And we're just going to stretch out your tummy, but not thinking length in your spine, less crease in your back. Breath, pushing these down just helps levitate. Breath, exhale down. Breathing in, lift. Exhale down. Breathing in, lift. Trying to keep your ribs real close to your body as much as you can. And then remember, we push down, bend the knees, come into on all fours. We're just going to mobilize just from here to here. So keep your back nice and strong, tucking your tailbone under and away. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, nice distance apart there with the hips, with the knees in line with the hips. And then I will show you how to, and show you progressions, modifications afterwards, okay, in case you want to stay with the hard option first. So we're basically going into plank, tucking the toes under, imagining that right knee has disappeared, and then taking it away. So your hips don't go in shock, you're nice and level. And then pushing the other one away. So we're nice in that nice tight plank position. And I'm going to flex the left heel, the right heel, sorry, and keep the hips level and just go into leg pull. The 2 or 3 on this side, 2 or 3 on the next, there, good. And then to modify, you can carry on, or to modify, you come down with your knees, tuck your toes under and just pick up your knees, keeping them real close to the floor. Extend, 3, 2, 1, come back, other leg, 3, 2, 1, and of course, you can be here on all fours, just reaching that leg there, good. And then 3 on the other side. So you've done loads. By the time you've finished, you might have stayed into a plank. So what we're going to do in on all fours, we're going to do a scapular exercise. So now keeping the pelvis still, but rounding the upper back. So your scapula separate, pronate. So squeeze. I mean, your pelvis is going to move a little bit. Just kind of reaches up into your back. As your back reaches up, your pelvis is going to, but I just don't want you tilting it so much. And you can also try this in this position or full plank. And this just teaches you how to be real strong in your back when we're doing exercises, strengthening exercises in plank. Okay, so now we're going to come into downward dog. We're going to get that left foot between your fingers here. Breath. The more you get your hips up, the easier it is to swing that leg between the hands there. And then we're going to hamstring stretch. So dropping that back knee down and walking away. And so you lifting up this toe and pushing into your hamstring. Use thoracic breath. And you can go onto your foot. You can come completely off your foot. You can be like this. It's just slightly less intense. So there you are. So we've got some donkey kicks, which is why we're stretching that out. And yeah, that's why we're stretching that out. You can add a band if you want with the donkey kicks, but you don't have to. So let's walk back. So just as best as you can, walking your hands back here, flicking that leg back out, back into downward dog. Woohoo! And then reach the right hand to there, right hand leg, I mean foot, dropping that left leg and coming back into your hamstring stretch. Breathe, because the more this gets some nice pliability in it, the less likely you are to get cramp in it as we start to pick that donkey kick up. Breath. Remember, you can be off your foot, just like in that ragdoll shape, if that's more comfortable, more accessible. Okay, so walking yourself back into on all fours, like this way round. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. So first of all, we imagine that left knee has gone, okay? It just helps prepare the body and stay nice and neutral and level. Secure your core and take it away. So everything's level from your knee to your hip. So there's a couple of ways of doing this. You can actually put a band under that knee, hook it up to that foot, and really go for it. You can jab up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or you can get that eccentric coming back, just getting a bit of mobility in that hip, down and then back up. When that knee is in line with this hip, you can jab there and then slowly bring it down, up and jab for 4, 3, good, 2, and 1. And then the other legs, folks. So breath, imagine that right knee has disappeared and prepare your body as it does, or just before it does. So we can do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 prods, or coming back in and up and prod, or you can do both. You can carry on prodding, or you can do 4 more of these ones. Just remembering, just like with T-stand, you don't flick up that hip. You're not doing anything to your glute. If your hips are level with the floor here, then you're using that glute. Okay, so this is where you can do the same again. You can do more jabbers or more lift and jab. You've only done 10, you can do loads more. Or you can try this. So this is where I'll show you the mini version first. So if you're on all fours, we can literally stretch the psoas by going into that donkey kick position and taking that foot all the way behind you. So you're lengthening your tummy and you're trying to keep some length in your back, but obviously it smalls there. So just push your knee towards the ceiling to stop too much tightness in your lower back, and keeping your ribs close to your body helps with that as well. Breathe, bring it back round, back underneath that hip, not over here somewhere, back under there. Breath, imagine this left knee has disappeared, and then take it away. Into the donkey kick, push that sole of your foot towards that wall, there. Ooh. Opening everything in your psoas, woohoo, here, nice and open, and just scrunching that bum, but just keeping your ribs close to your body here, so you're not too crunched in your back. Bring it back. You can repeat that or any of the other donkey kick things, or we can go into downward dog and do a real extreme one. So, breath. It's going to the end of the mat. Plank first, keeping everything low, and then push into your, shifting your shoulder away from your wrist, what we call your heels to the floor. Breath, bringing that right leg up, bend, and then twist. Okay, twisting it out. Breathe. And then we can bring it back and then bring that knee up to here. You can pause and play, and you can do, I don't know, I do 30 of them sometimes, but you can just do 1 on each side. Come down. So I'm going to do the other side. You can pause and repeat and then play. So the other side, pushing into those heels, gentle lift of that leg, bend at the knee, and come over there, really stretching out your tummy. Breathe into your thoracic, wind it back into that opposite knee. And like I say, you can repeat or not, or just be doing the other thing, whatever you wish. And then when you've done, you come into sitting and you feel really proud of yourself for getting your Pilates in while Miss is on holidays, and getting to this point, because I bet a lot of people didn't reach this point. So well done if you carried on, bearing to hear and look at me. What are we doing? We're thinking about what we want to throw ourselves, be it glitter, petals, water, rice, whatever you like. Meet yourself coming back, folks. Bring your thumbs down to your heart centre, feeling that one last length from your crown to your tailbone, drawing your scapula in, folding your chin to chest, folding yourself up, and just feeling really secure in yourself and the power that you've just shown yourself there. Namaste, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you're having a great week, and I shall see you when you next pop into class when I'm back. Bye.